Hey Jack, why won't God heal amputees? Why does evil exist? Why are there so many religions? What else? Can God create a rock so large that it's too heavy for him to lift? That kind of thing. These are all questions designed to make the listener question themselves. What's that term? A rhetorical question? Rhetorical question, right? The way that whatever person you quoted saying it as a way of exposing mental gymnastics. All right, fine. It's not a to put forth a rhetorical question like it's a real question is a bit dishonest. I don't think that's a really good tactic to use. However, just because a question is rhetorical doesn't mean it's not useful. Quite frankly, it was being asked questions like that that made me question my beliefs. It was on my, basically how I started. The why won't God heal amputees are various versions of it. Why is there suffering in the world? Stuff like that. Well, if God's really benevolent, why does this that kind of stuff you have to solve in your own mind. You have to take this, amputees are not healed. This is a fact, right? Amputees are not healed. There is suffering in the world. This is a fact. How do I reconcile that fact about reality with this concept of a benevolent deity that I hold dear? To reconcile those two things requires either, knowledge of God that allows for this stuff to happen, in which case the, blanket term, oh, he's omnibenevolent, does no longer applies. So you have to modify your concept of a deity. Or you realize that you're perpetuating a contradiction in your mind, which our human minds can do. Kind of compartmentalize. Like, yeah, this is true, but this is also true. They negate each other, but I manage to live with it, sort of thing. That takes a person on the outside, or maybe an environmental caused personal experience, in order for a person to question, to really reanalyze their views of the world. So, asking a rhetorical question that, really has no answer or has a multitude of answers, it's still useful. I don't quite agree with the way that maybe he did it, or maybe you're being nitpicky about it. I'm not quite sure. I wasn't involved in that conversation. But still, to ask a rhetorical question isn't necessarily a bad or dishonest thing. Especially if it makes somebody question or even reaffirm their beliefs. Like, oh, let me think this through. No, there isn't a contradiction. This still makes sense. Okay, good. Or, oh, wait, there is a contradiction. It doesn't make sense. I have to reconsider my position. That's the point of a rhetorical question. There's nothing wrong with that. To claim that you're offended by being asked a rhetorical question should make you stop and consider, why does such a thing offend me? Is my faith so shaky that it can't stand being asked rhetorical questions? If that's the case, that's another reason to reconsider your position. Not that I think that you will, but hopefully somebody else listening sees my point.